Good morning, American Jiu-Jitsu. We are at third degree level. We are on tape 6. We are still working on the Gono-Sen no Katas, which is a Japanese terminology for countering the technique that's being applied to you. With these techniques, you have to be knowledgeable about the technique and how the technique is applied, legitimate American Jiu-Jitsu, but then where there's a void in the technique and how to counter it. These techniques are a little hard for people who've never trained before to understand, because this is going to tighten up the techniques that can't be counted, but to show you how they can be counted if you encountered another person who might be trained or might have just gotten lucky. First, I want to thank Shion, Kathy, and Billy for coming down constantly every day that we make these videos and contributing their time and showing you these techniques without me trying to mime them myself. Second, we do practice social distancing. We keep apart in the dojo, and also they live apart from me, obviously, and we practice the social distancing rules. We are posting these videos every day on American Jiu-Jitsu LI. That's what you need to remember, American Jiu-Jitsu LI. It's on our Facebook group page, it's on our YouTube page, and it's also our email, americanjiu-jitsu@gmail.com, for any questions or password availability that you might need to know. AJJCenters.com will give you all our virtual dojo training and codes that you need to get for your Zoom codes. We have classes 7 days a week with a mass of all our instructors, and we're very blessed and privileged to have that to keep you busy. There are no excuses. I don't want to hear people are depressed. I don't want to hear people are sad. You deal with one day at a time. You deal with today. You figure out what to do. You enjoy today. Happens to be a beautiful day. Go out for a bike ride. Go out for a walk. Watch our videos. Continue growing that mind. Continue expanding yourself. Because that's what in the end we're going to have left. You're either going to come out of this as a better person or a more disgruntled person. I choose to be a better person. I choose to learn from it, and I choose to be able to teach other people to do the same. So please enjoy the video, and please get yourself busy working. Gono-Sen no Kata. This will complete this category, and then we'll move on to another topic at third degree. All right, so this is when a person is coming at us with a straight punch, and we're going to counter this straight punch, or this arimi nage, we're going to counter it with a muchi. So the straight punch will be delivered, and Shihan Billy will go with it and counter it with a muchi. There's your arimi, there's your counter. All right? Watching that again. So Shihan Kathy is going to be trying to do an arimi nage, which is what we call a rock and roll arimi nage, and because that hand came wide, Shihan Billy takes advantage of that and takes that muchi and reverses it into the muchi. Again, when you're watching these people that for the first time, you're not going to understand them. It's just not going to happen. This is more so for people that are within the system. This shows you where a void is within your straight up technique and how it can be counted. So what it does is it tries to teach you how to tighten up your techniques so it can't be counted. Always remember in life, when there's a weakness, people find it. If we don't know what to do, it's an invisible monster, kind of like what's happening with us today. If this ever happens again, we will be much better prepared because of the weakness we had at the beginning of this. So, going to do a arimi nage, we counter it with a muchi. There's your arimi, there's your counter, there's your muchi, which is a technique that is highlighted at the third degree level. Muchi, shodan, sandan means third pin. We have shodan, which is the first pin, nidan, which is the second pin, and muchi or sandan, different terminologies, different dialect, different masters that might have introduced it to people, but third level pin. Third level pin is really what it is. Okay, next technique is going to be, we did the straight, is going to be a high wedge. So now as Shihan Billy throws this high wedge, she's going to step back, go to do a kota giesh, and he's going to counter it by using a kanoa giesh. Kanoa giesh is what you learned at second degree level. So from here, throws a punch at her, right, high wedge. From here, she circles that hand around to do a kota giesh, bang, he comes over and do it. All right, we're going to do that one more time. All right? Perfect. All right, so high punch, she goes to do a kota giesh, he steps in, comes back around, and there's your kanoa giesh technique. Okay? Again, he finds the void in the techniques, takes advantage of the opening, and creates a defense or a counter. All right, let's look at the next technique. This is when a person is trying to manipulate you and put that knee down on you, but as they come down and put that knee down on, the hand waves open. we see the advantage of the fingers, so we do a technique called the yubidori, where we take those fingers and we bend them. Yubidori just means finger technique, and we bend them. If you ever had your fingers bent beyond the point they were to go to be bent, it's pretty painful. So from here, as he does the nidan, she does nidan. From here, there's the fingers right there. Now he takes her elbow to his hip because it needs a base to make it work. Now he steps out, twists her wrist, brings her down, and from there, got a pin on the ground, submits the person, no problem. Let's see that one more time. So from here, he sees the fingers, puts it to his elbow, turns back, brings her down, from here comes around, and finishes off with what we refer to as a koto pin. Pretty technique. Now this is a familiar technique with a lot of the grapplers. With the grapplers, they have rules and regs, we don't. And again, it's not making a comment about a grappler. Jiu-Jitsu, a lot of people get confused by it, but it all comes from Japanese Jiu-Jitsu, and the Gracie family created what they created because they were able to. They were even given permission by the Japanese master, and they created an iconic art, which more people are familiar today than more of the traditional Japanese Jiu-Jitsu. One is not better than the other. They're different, okay? And they both are wonderful if they're spreading the good news and teaching people how to live a better life and enjoy. You know, I'm hoping that since all this craziness occurred, people might be a little bit kinder and be focused on what they're doing and enjoy it, and let other people be focused on what they're doing and enjoy it. Our place is not to criticize. Our place is to ask questions. Our place is to learn. Our place is to support. Like the saying they said, we're doing this together, okay? So this is combative jiu-jitsu, American jiu-jitsu. So the next technique is going to be the last one in this category, where the person puts on, like I said, a familiar choke with the grappler, is that front guillotine choke. The difference is, not that the grappler can't do this, but if they're following rules. Remember, I was one of the biggest promoters in New York for shows, grappling shows and kickboxing shows for many, many years. Retired only about a year or so ago. I had over 80 shows to my credit, but I knew it was time to finish. Okay, so where the grappler cannot strike with a ridge hand to the groin, the combative jiu-jitsu person can. Not that the grappler can't strike, but you fight the way you're trained. All right, so this technique, we see the void, we strike with that shot into the groin, and then we're gonna come out and we find a muchi here very, very simply. So she goes and puts the front guillotine choke on. From here, strikes, boom, from here comes underneath, and there's your muchi. Let's look at all those techniques one more time so you get a chance to see them in motion. So the first one is going to be off the rock and roll into the muchi. Rock and roll the rimi. So one, come around, hooks the hand, and there's your muchi. Okay. Number two is going to be shihu to shihu. Taking the shihu nage and countering. Coming here, shihu to shihu, walks in, come around, and finishes the person. Beautiful. Next technique is going to be hijikimai to step back into a rimi nage.
Okay.
You got a bonus on that one because I repeated that one twice. All right. Next one is going to be a kota gieshi counted with a kanoa gieshi. Go. There you go. Kanoa giesh right there. Next one is going to be a cross wrist grab, nidan, yubidori pin, and bring it down to the ground. Yeah. Right down into a koto pin. Beautiful. And the last one is going to be the one that we just finished up with, is that front guillotine choke, striking to the groin and finishing off with the muchi. That completes Gonus and Okada at 3rd degree black belt. Doesn't complete 3rd degree black belt, but it completes this category. We hope that you're staying home healthy and safe. I told you in the beginning of this tape, American Jiu-Jitsu LI YouTube, Facebook group page, and Gmail, American Jiu-Jitsu LI, and also AJJ Centers to go see our virtual training dojo and all our Zoom codes. Main thing is to keep yourself occupied, keep yourself busy, no excuses, get out, enjoy the weather. We will be reopened very soon. We're following all the guidelines to reopen in a safe way. But in the meantime, stay home, healthy and safe. Again, thank you, Kathy and Billy, for coming down and helping with this video, actually doing the video. And we'll see you on the next tape. Have a great day, people.